of your storage needs. We now offer outdoor covered parking for that antique car, boat, or RV. Due to our recent expansion, we offer units that range in size from as small as a bedroom closet to as big as a one-car garage. All of our units are inside and climate controlled with 24-hour access and security. Our leases run month to month, so you're not locked into a long-term commitment, giving you the flexibility to move your belongings out the minute you purchase your new home. Stop by today or give us a call, 530-8003. That's 530-8003. Jessup Premium Storage.
They're cool, clean, and secure.
This is Sammy Dixon at the all-new Mike Butch Ford in Blackshear, inviting you to our grand opening ribbon cutting and open house this Thursday from 5 to 7 p.m. Come tour our new state-of-the-art facility featuring comfortable lounge areas for customers, free Wi-Fi, workstations, flat-screen TVs, coffee bar, and more. Come in anytime and register for your chance to win concert tickets, wild adventure passes, gift certificates to be given away at our open house. We're celebrating all month long at the new Mike Butch Ford in Blackshear. Register to win a 4-inch rough country lift kit worth over $1,000. Every Wednesday is Ladies' Day. Don't miss our Moonlight Madness sale this Friday until 10 p.m. We'll have unbeatable deals and even more prizes to be given away.
If you're looking for an incredible deal on a new or pre-owned vehicle from the dealer who has always put you first, stop the search. Call the all-new Mike Butch Ford in Blackshear.
This is Sammy Dixon saying thank you. Thank you very much for your business.
105.5 FM in Jessup, Big Dog Country Radio, WIFO, WIFO FM, Jessup. Good morning, 8 o'clock on a Tuesday morning, 19th day of January. And we're going to have sunny skies today, high today near 47 for the high today, low tonight of around 24 and clear skies. Tomorrow, Wednesday, sunny with a high near double nickels around 55 tomorrow. Currently here in southeast Georgia, we have 27 degrees. The Altamaha river level is 11.2 feet and falling. And it is now time for the world-famous Butch and Bob Show, brought to you by Mike Butch Ford in Blackshear, and also brought to you by B&C Collision Center in Scriven, Jessup Premium Storage out here on the Waycross Highway, and by Parker Insurance and Realty located on Macon Street in downtown Jessup. Good morning, Bob.
Good morning.
It is chilly out there this morning, isn't it?
It's cold.
I had to put on my thick winter coat this morning before the sun rose before the sun, rose up above the sky there, up above the pine trees to let my dogs out. It was really cold out there at dark this morning. As soon as that sun gets up a little bit, we're still under a hard freeze warning until 9 o'clock this morning for at least another hour. Still a hard freeze warning is right now. We're in the mid to upper 20s. It's according to where you live in southeast Georgia, but it's mid to upper 20s right now. But 24 for the low for tonight. So you got your Steeler cap on, you got your North Face black jacket on. You just look like you're warm there, Bob.
Trying. It's cold.
Yeah. I've got one thick coat that I purchased up in Pennsylvania many years ago that you just don't find that thick of a coat down here in South Georgia because, you only wear it like once in a blue moon. But I wore it this morning when I was walking the dogs. That thing keeps you toasty warm. Just nice. It's amazing the difference between the jackets up north and what you buy down south. Because down here, I hardly ever wear more than just a light pullover, nylon jacket. But today and tomorrow will be a little bit different. This morning and tomorrow morning will be a little bit different as things are a lot colder. So did you protect your pets, plants, and pipes last night, Bob?
I don't have any pets, but I don't have any plants, so my pipes were protected, though.
Okay. All right.
I didn't want to have any frozen pipes.
No frozen pipes. Yeah, I came out here to the radio station last night and made sure the water was dripping and the heat was where it should be and all that kind of stuff to make sure we didn't have any problems this morning. And everything seems to be still dripping around here. I made the mistake many years ago of getting here at the station early in the morning and say, all right, the water's dripping, so I'll just go ahead and cut it off. And then by the time I got off the air, it was frozen again. So I'll keep it dripping all the way past 9 o'clock this morning. And so, folks, just make sure you do that. Protect those pets, plants, and pipes. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of plumbers called this morning saying, my pipes burst, there's water everywhere.
Not good.
No, it's not good. And you go out there and a little Fido or Fifi's going, it's freezing to death. And plants, they can't take it. You got to bring them in. Cover them up is the main thing. Just cover them up with something. Make sure they don't get that moisture on them when that freezes on. That's the main thing with them. So just protect those pets, plants, and pipes. And tonight's going to be even colder. but it always gets the coldest right before it starts warming up. So it'll be a little bit colder tonight than it was last night, but it will be high today of 47, 55 tomorrow, and then 64 on Thursday. And so that's kind of, we're looking at the weather there. We do have that 80% chance of showers on Friday, Bob, so more rain coming in on Friday.
And luckily, we don't have much cold weather, so
yeah,
got to bear it and grin and bear it.
Yeah. But Saturday is going to be partly sunny, a little windy on Saturday, but high of 50. So decent weather for Friday, and then on Sunday. So around 50 on Saturday or on 55 on Sunday. So just a regular winter week, pretty much all week long here in Southeast Georgia, which we need. We need cold weather. You know, it's amazing to me that it can get so cold like this and just let it warm up just a hair, and here comes those gnats and skeeters out again. I mean, where do they go? Are they bury themselves down in the dirt, or what do they do, you know? Get so cold out, oh good, it froze them off. They're not going to be around anymore. And boy, it warms up a little bit, and boom, here they come. All right, here we go again. All right, folks, if you have any questions or comments you'd like to ask Bob, or just comment on something, or if you want something answered like we do right here, all you got to do is text us. We can't answer the phone, but we can read the text on the screen here at 912-427-3711, 912-427-3711. Our regular business and studio line, text enabled. Somebody just texted in, Bob, a question for you. What was Bob talking about in the news this morning about the arrest in the probate office?
And we'll have more on that tomorrow. They'll have a press release that they're making up with 2 people that were arrested Friday for misappropriation of funds.
All right, misappropriation of funds, 2 people arrested in the probate office, and they'll work up an official press release today.
They were off yesterday because of the holiday, but they were arrested Friday by the GBI.
Okay. And so we'll have the official press release tomorrow that 2 folks in the Wayne County Probate Office arrested for misappropriation of funds, investigated by the GBI. Bob will stay on top of the story and have more details for you later on. Okay? That's pretty much it. Right there in a nutshell, right, Bob?
Sad story.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, happens more than people would think over the years.
Oh, well, how many times have you reported on that?
A lot of people.
From top management right on down, misappropriation of funds.
A lot of people just can't handle money, so it's just sad. Sad, you know. I'm sure the probate officer, Tammy's not happy, but, you know, unfortunately it took place in her office, so she found it, reported it, and it is what it is.
Well, that's a shame like that. We'll have more details on that in our newscast later on today or tomorrow, so you can give them more information on that. But it is a shame. We've seen that from all kinds of folks involved in state, county, local, federal. You know, they just figure they have like you said, difficulty in that situation. And it's amazing how many things you read about lottery winners when the lottery really gets up to a high level like it did last week. You know, normally you don't hear much about it because it's part of our society now, the lottery. But when it gets up to $1.5 billion, you get all these folks out there who have won lotteries or big lotteries, and you hear reports from new folks who won big lotteries. And basically what they say is if you cannot handle $30,000 a year, you can't handle $300,000 a year or $3 million a year or $30 million a year. You're going to, you got to have that good money skills. And as you and I talked about there, we've got all these famous athletes and movie stars out there that have made multi millions of dollars, and they're just broke at a higher level, Bob. And if and also they said that you'll have the initial euphoria of buying that hot sports car or that boat or that cabin up in the mountains and all that kind of stuff. You have that initial euphoria, but that goes away after about 3 months. But if you weren't happy in some sort of way, if you weren't satisfied with your life or happy before, you're not going to be afterwards. A lot of folks say, well, I'd rather be unhappy rich than unhappy poor. So that's the reason why when you win like that, they say get a good tax attorney, get a good financial advisor, because those folks are the pros. They'll help keep you on track. They'll help keep you on track. But I've never had to worry about that, Bob. How about you?
No.
No, I've never had to have those worries like that. All right, and then you reported something on the sheriff's department. You got a report from the sheriff's department?
Had that road check.
The road check thing. You know, and that's amazing, the things they find on those road checks. You know that?
That's why they do.
I mean, people are just beep-bopping along there, not paying attention, and say, whoa! What do they do, you know, if they see somebody beep-bopping toward a road check and they see them turn around and take off the other way? Do they go after them?
Yes, most times they do.
Most of the times they do.
Right.
That's the reason why they try to set them up in places where it's very difficult to turn around.
Pretty much give yourself away and turn around.
You think so, Bob?
Yeah. That's pretty much an obvious sign that you don't want to go through the road check. So.
What if you immediately cut your car off, cut your lights off, get on the side of the road, sit there for a few minutes, let a few cars go by, then ease around with your lights off and take off? Think that'll work, Bob?
You try, Bob.
Oh Lord! But those road checks, you take a look at them sometimes, and it's just amazing. And you think about it, is they only catch just a smidgen of the kind of amount of that stuff that goes on. So that means that the people that you pass a lot of times on the road, they got something. There's something going on in that car that, you know, they would not want to go through a road check on. But there's just not that many road checks. They couldn't put up that many.
Just amazing how many people are driving without insurance. That's the main thing.
It is.
It's just a pile. A lot of people can't afford it, but they still drive without it. But it's a crime. So, but you know, unfortunately, when they get in a wreck, that's when you really have the issue. So.
Oh yeah, then your insurance company, your own insurance company has to pay for it. Yeah.
That's why insurance rates continue to go up. That's why it's just a bad situation. So. But that's why they do these road checks, to find, you know, like I said, they had a successful one January 14th, so I'm sure there's more scheduled. So, but if you obey the law, you have nothing to worry about.
You have nothing to worry about.
You have your insurance, you have your license.
Don't have any contraband in the car.
Contraband in the car. You know, obey the law. There's nothing to worry about.
That's right.
So hats off to law enforcement for doing those road checks.
But humans are fickle, Bob. Sometimes we cannot control our own actions.
Law enforcement is, like I said, ever since they joined forces, they're really cracking down on this drug transactions and drug trade. They do an excellent job. So my hats off to them. And like I said, I wish them the best.
I know when you go there and you go through the drug court like you see all the time, it's just it's very sad and very troubling to see the trouble that drugs and alcohol causes so many families, and the heartache they have to go through because folks cannot control once they get hooked on this stuff. It's very, very, very sad. So the more drugs you can keep out of somewhere, the hopefully less that'll happen. All right, folks, if you have any questions here on the Butch and Bob Show, any comments at all about anything, you can text us at 912-427-3711, 912-427-3711. Now, who did you say meets tonight, Bob?
City commissioners meet tonight.
City commissioners.
A lot of water issues.
A lot of water issues, huh?
Water line, new well, all that on the agenda.
Okay. Well, I went after Dr. Chassé left yesterday, and I had an appointment with him on a follow-up. You know, I keep having follow-ups on my nose and sinus surgery from September, and went down that Peachtree Street there, you know, through all the professional buildings there where all the doctors are and the dentist and all that kind of stuff. And it's all dug up. It's a dirt road right now. I'm thinking, why do they have to dig it up if they just wanted to, you know, resurface it or something? Well, the reason why they're doing that is if you've ever been down that road when it's really rained hard, around that sharp curve as you pass, Apple Care's on your right, and you do that sharp curve as you turn left to go down to Dr. Chassé's office and all those offices down there, Harris office and all that kind of stuff, it floods. And so what they're doing is they completely dug it up. They're putting in more drainage pipes, and lifting it up, you know, making the road a little bit higher. So now when it rains hard like that, you want to have all that standing water around that sharp curve on Peachtree Street there in the professional offices. So that's the reason why you're doing that. So if you're going down that road there where all those offices are, it's dirt. I mean, it's a mess getting down that thing. But once they get it done, they won't have to worry about the flooding on that road. So just warning folks just before you go down there, if you haven't been to your doctor and your doctor's on that professional road there on Peachtree Street, it's a mess. But I don't know how long it's going to take them to get it done. But I was asking that when I went and said, why in the world is this road all tore up? Then they started telling me all about it.
Glad to know they're fixing it.
Yeah.
Sad to see Glenn Fry passed away. Did you see that?
Yeah, I know. Glenn Fry, he just meant a lot to our generation, Bob. He was the co-founder of the Eagles. He was only 67 years old. He fought a courageous battle for several weeks, but succumbed to complications from arthritis and all kinds of stuff, pneumonia. There's several things in there. And he was the Eagles drummer and vocalist. Don Hensley said he was like a brother to me. We were family, and most like families. There was some dysfunction. The bond we forged 45 years ago was never broken. Even during the 14 years the Eagles were dissolved. So Glenn Fry, just, she's only 67 years old, Bob.
Great band, great.
Oh yeah, the Eagles, just country rock, just a great band for so many years.
That album Hotel California came out my senior year in high school, so it's still just a classic album, great song. So still a hit today. So just hated to see that, but I just kind of shocking. They said just had some ailments and just surprised that he passed this quickly. So.
Yeah, the album Hotel California with the Eagles and Fleetwood Mac's Rumors kind of defined the 70s. They were just like the two got-to-have albums during the 70s. And Glenn Fry with Peaceful Easy Feeling, Desperado, Tequila Sunrise, Best of My Love, Witchy Woman, One of These Nights, and then of course the Miami Vice days during the 80s when he did things for that TV series. The soundtrack for Beverly Hills Cops, The Heat Is On. He did that. You Belong to the City, Miami Vice. That was Glenn Fry, and just kept on being part of the industry. And you just hate to see that. You had David Bowie go, and now Glenn Fry, two rock legends.
At least I got to see him in concert years ago.
Did
at
you?
The Omni. Yeah.
Him or the Eagles?
The Eagles.
The Eagles.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a great concert. So like I said, Hotel California came out. That was just a classic song, classic album. Just and still have it. So just brings back memories.
Yeah, it does. Sad. It also says the Eagles hits their greatest hits collection from 71 to 75. The greatest hits from 71 to 75 regularly swap places with Michael Jackson's Thriller as the top-selling album of all time. So it just back and forth through the years between those two on the best-selling album of all time. But you just hate to see Glenn. I mean, just the Eagles. I mean, it's music that was on rock, and then for some progressive country stations, they had the Eagles on their stations too, because it was really country rock. So Glenn Fry, amazing. Just hate to hear stuff like that, Only 67. Oh well. Well, we didn't get a chance to talk about football yesterday, Bob. Football season with the NFL playoffs and so forth. Just some crazy games, crazy plays, crazy outcomes.
The craziest game was the Arizona Green Bay game.
Oh yeah,
that was wild, but fun to watch. And I said the Carolina game was over at halftime. I mean, Seattle came back, but they were pretty much done at 31-0. Yeah. So I said the two games were pretty good games. So I said I'm just still trying to get that fumble out of my mind. Pittsburgh's driving for another score. Toussaint gets hit, fumbles the ball. Manning takes him right down the field and scores, and ball game over. So it's another Manning-Brady matchup this coming Sunday. Should be fun to watch in Denver. So it looks like a story. The storybook's starting to be written. Peyton's last year going to be in the Super Bowl 50. Walk off with the Super Bowl
You think
trophy.
it could be a Hollywood ending, Bob?
That's the script that I like to see written. It'd be nice.
Oh, that would be nice. Nice. Pittsburgh was they were just moving right down the field, and he had the ball. Just somebody reached in there and knocked it away. He just didn't see the guy reaching in there.
Ball security. I say can't turn it over. The team that made the turnover lost the game, so simple game. Can't turn it over. Can't make stupid penalties. But Pittsburgh's banged up. They'll regroup. Hopefully, get ready for next year. But I said it's just interesting. It's Manning against Brady. Manning. Everybody keeps saying this is Manning's last year. Some say he still wants to play, but they said if he plays, he'll have to go somewhere at a discount rate. So, be interested to see what he does at the end of the season. But I'm sure if he wins the Super Bowl, it'll be. Thank you very much. It's been great. I'll see y'all later. Kind of like Jerome Bettis did when he had that storybook ending where he won the Super Bowl and now in the Hall of Fame. Peyton Manning's got a Hall of Fame career, so it'd be nice to see him cap it off with a Super Bowl victory in Super Bowl 50.
Okay.
But we'll see. I'm sure the Patriots have a lot to say about that on Sunday.
Yep. Now, where's the Super Bowl being played this year?
California.
You and Greg are not going this year?
It's too expensive.
Too expensive to go to California. Well, you said you knew somebody out there that y'all could stay with and all that kind of stuff.
Plane tickets or two. I just can't.
Okay.
Can't swing it.
Can't swing it. Says, hey, Bob, have you gotten the chance to meet Jarvis Jones?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where'd you meet Jarvis?
Well, somewhere in the locker room, I'm sure.
Somewhere in the locker room somewhere.
Yeah, he came here. In fact, I met him before the preseason game this year. Pittsburgh played Jacksonville in the preseason game. I interviewed Jarvis Jones, had the interview on the radio.
Yeah, way back.
In fact, I got on him and told me he needed to start playing like a #1 draft pick.
You did, huh?
Yeah. I had my Georgia stuff on because I knew I wanted to go see him, and that's always a icebreaker since he's graduated Georgia and played at Georgia.
What position does he play?
He plays linebacker. #1 pick for the Steelers several years ago. But like I said, I went down there and talked to him, and he saw he saw me before I saw him because he saw the Georgia stuff on it. Hey, so I went over there and interviewed him. But in the interview, I told him, I said, look, I said, as a Georgia fan, I'm disappointed right now as a Steeler fan because you're #1 draft pick, but you haven't been playing like a #1 draft pick. You didn't pick it up, which he played extremely well down the stretch. So,
He listened to your words, Bob.
I don't know if he did that, but I got on him. As a Georgia fan, I told him, and a diehard Steeler fan, I said, look, you're letting Georgia fans down.
That's right. Get out there and
you got to represent. You got to play better than what you're playing. So, we had a good year this year. And I said, there's linebackers. Pittsburgh's been fortunate they got 3 #1 draft picks at linebacker. They all playing pretty well now. Jarvis Jones, Ryan Shazier out of Ohio State, and Bud Dupree out of Kentucky. So, so that linebacking core is starting to step up, but they still have secondary problems. But yeah, I met Jarvis Jones this preseason down in the locker room in Jacksonville. Nice kid.
Nice kid, huh?
But I just joked. I mean, I was really joking. I just, wasn't like I was giving an ultimatum. I was just telling him.
No, yeah, Bob giving an ultimatum, right?
Yeah, I mean, he's a lot bigger than I am.
Oh, yeah, a lot bigger.
But I told him I just need him to step it up.
Okay.
We got to represent UGA. Georgia's got a lot of players in the NFL. Everywhere you look, they got players in the NFL.
Yeah, Georgia's got players all over the place.
I want to hear from the Falcon fans. Since Falcons are the only team to beat Carolina, are they hoping Carolina wins the Super Bowl so they can say, hey, we beat them?
Right. Well, it could be. Well, you got some Falcon fans that would like to see that. You got some Falcon fans that are just NFC folks. There's NFC folks and there's AFC folks, But I don't know.
Yeah. I'm pulling for Arizona, Denver. It's probably going to be New England, Carolina. So
it's amazing. It's #1 and 2 teams from both sides are playing each other this week.
Like Arizona, like Larry Fitzgerald. That's the classiest person I've ever met in the NFL. Class receiver, plus his dad.
He is classy.
Plus his dad's a journalist, and me and Greg got to hang out with his dad one year in Tampa, and got to know him pretty well. And just a real nice guy. So I'd see them, and plus Bruce Arians used to be an offense coordinator at Pittsburgh with the Roethlisberger. I like him, so I'm pulling for Arizona, pulling for Brady.
Okay.
I'm sorry, pulling for Manning. I'd like to see Manning win.
Yeah, I'd like to see Manning going out on top. All right, I looked for Trey Jackson this weekend. I didn't see him playing in front of other folks did too. Will Trey Jackson be back this week?
No, don't know. Don't know the extent of the knee injury. I said he was definitely ruled out, and they ruled him out early, so try to get on the internet and see what his status is. Like to see him play this weekend, but don't know. Maybe Jody's got some information on that. I can talk to him, but I said I was surprised. I didn't realize he was out with a knee injury until the day of the game. Somebody texted me and told me he wasn't going to play, so I hate to see that. He's had a good year.
Yeah, he's had a good year. But I was wondering too. I was watching this, and where's Trey? I mean, I know sometimes they rotate him based on the plays and stuff like that, but never saw him. I figured, man, he must be injured.
Knee injury. don't know the extent of the knee injury.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough for a lineman that big to have a knee problem. That's not good.
No. You got to just, you're one of them, the offensive linemen there. You got a lot of pressure to put on that knees, blocking like that. It's going to be two interesting games coming up this weekend: Arizona, Carolina, and then New England at Denver. I think that's about the main reason why I feel that Denver has half a chance of winning, because they're playing in Denver. If it was New England, I'd say, but. I think that time zone thing really had a lot to do with that first half there between Carolina and the Seahawks. I mean, Seahawks looked like they were still groggy in the head.
They just didn't show up. They're talking about, and they still have that hangover from the Super Bowl. And they said there's a lot of dissension in that team because of what took place at the end of the Super Bowl. So that's the big story when you watch all the national sportscasts about how there's so much dissension in that locker room. But they're going to get rid of Marshawn Lynch. That was his last game as a Seahawk. I think he had 6 carries, 20 yards. So, and they didn't even show up for the Minnesota game. So they're ready to get rid of him. So
was he creating trouble because they didn't hand the ball to him in the Super Bowl?
Split locker room. He's got a lot of fans. They just say it's a divided locker room. Whose team is Russell Wilson's team or Marshawn Lynch's team? So it's just got
to get Lynch out of there.
Got to get Lynch out of there.
The quarterbacks. If you got a good quarterback, you got something more important than a running back.
He's a cancer. Just disgruntled. I'm surprised they even took him to the trip to Carolina after he bailed on him in Minnesota. He practiced all week before the Minnesota game, and the story was he just didn't want to go out and play in the cold in Minnesota.
Oh boy!
So they paid him all that money. So
he still got paid and just says, I can't play because I'm injured.
He'll get released or traded. He'll wind up somewhere else. But like I said, he's pretty much on the dying side of his career. Running backs, for some reason, they don't last long anymore. The old days, they used to last forever.
And you think, and that's the thing about it is they used to hand the ball to them so much more, and they lasted longer. Today, they don't hand the ball to them as much, and they don't last as long.
No, it's all about throwing the ball.
Yeah.
It's just amazing, that game. Let's see. I'm trying to think what game it was. You had the New England game. New England and Kansas City. It's in New England in January. And Brady and Alex Smith both threw it 45 times apiece.
Yeah. That first drive, New England, not one running play, all passes.
So it's just crazy to see where the game's gone. It's all about air attack, throwing the ball, 5 wideouts. It's just the running backs just not that big a factor. When back in the days when it was had to have that running back, you had to have that Walter Payton or that O.J. Simpson or Franco Harris, and the list goes on and on. Running backs used to be where it was just grind chuck, as they say back in the Rams days. But now it's all about throwing the ball and flinging it 45, 50 times a game.
Yeah. Went and saw the movie Daddy's Home. That is funny. Did you saw it, didn't you?
No, I saw Revenant last night. That's the movie to go see with Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, I had somebody say that. That was really good to see.
He's definitely going to win. I did also got to see 13 Hours, the Benghazi movie. I promise you, if you see that movie, you're not voting for Hillary Clinton. That's an intense
It's
movie.
just like they turned their... It's just amazing.
I saw the guys that were involved in that. It's based on a true story.
Here's the real guys right here, the real life heroes from 13 Hours.
But those guys were on a show last night talking about that movie and how the director, listened to them, and it's basically a true story, exactly what took place that night. It's kind of sad to see what took place as far as just they wanted to go save those people, but they get told to stand down several times and weren't able to go, and then finally they just disregard the orders and went and tried to save as many people as they could. But excellent movie. If you want to see it, a good movie, go see 13 Hours. And Revenant's real good. I think Leonardo DiCaprio definitely wins the best actor.
Yeah, that's what I heard. It's just fantastic.
He does a good job in that movie.
But Daddy's Home is hilarious.
I'm sure
it is absolutely hilarious. It is so funny. You never can tell sometimes in those Will Ferrell movies, but this one is a good one.
Him and Mark Wahlberg do a good job.
They do a good job. They do a really good job. And
I got to see Ride Along too with Chris Tucker and all that. That looks pretty funny too.
Ride Along 2, huh? Okay.
That's the next movie on my list to go see. I saw Ride Along 1. It was hysterical, so got to go see Ride Along 2.
Okay.
But go see Revenant. Go see 13 Hours. I promise you, 13 hours. Make sure you have your popcorn and drink before you go sit down because you're not moving.
You're not moving.
Yeah. That's 2 hours of intense drama, and believe me,
and it's real life. It's not. Yeah, it's real life.
It's based on a true story. It's just what took place those 13 hours that they were there. It's just an excellent film.
I guarantee you, from what I've heard and read, that the people who were personally there, the folks that were personally involved with it, and their families and their friends, will not be voting for Hillary if she gets in there because of all the stuff that they know. What went on.
And I think she's fooling herself. She doesn't think this is an issue in the 2016 campaign, because once the Republican candidate is solidified and becomes a Republican, if she's the Democratic nominee, it will be an issue in the 2016 election, I promise you.
Yeah.
Because those people, those families are saying she basically lied to them when she was in the Air Force Base. And it's just, like I said, do yourself a favor, go see the movie and see what took place that night.
Yeah.
It's really a sad story. A heroic story. You know, those guys are heroes for sure, but it's just sad that they had a chance to save the ambassador and they just weren't given enough time to go do it.
It's a shame thing. I say, it's a shame. Hillary's gone through all these hearings and no one's ever found anything and all that kind of stuff like that. But it's just a very sad situation there. And I just know from the things that I've read, the people I've seen on television, heard on radio, that were personally involved with their families, said they will not ever vote for that woman because of what they know happened there, what was told to them by her and the State Department and other folks. All right, Bob, any other words of wisdom this morning before we head out of the world famous Butch and Bob show?
If you're going outside, bundle up. It's cold out there.
It's cold out there. All right, the world famous Butch and Bob show brought to you by Parker Insurance and Realty, located on Macon